Hang on. Sorry, just readjusting real quick.
Hey everyone! My name's Ellyse and this is Grace, and we, way back when, almost a year ago, went and worked...
ages ago.
Yeah. Overseas at Walt Disney World, and we were roommates for nearly 12 months. So we thought it would be appropriate to do the Disney tag, which was going around the internet machine a couple years ago, now that we've come back, which is exciting. So now you get to kind of see what Disney stuff we like, which will be fun.
Yes.
So yeah, let's start. First question. A scene in any Disney movie you wish you could experience. Go.
The chalk scene in Mary Poppins where they get to jump through the chalk. It's all magical. And they go to the races and fun times.
Cool. Well, for me, just any scene that has the black pearl in it, I'd love to be on that ship. I think that would be really cool. It's such, I don't know, the ship is really cool, and I feel like...
It's supposed to have girls on pirate ships, it's bad luck.
Oh.
An unforgettable moment or experience you've had in the parks.
All of mine, I think, are related to character experiences, I think. So, the very first character I ever met when we got there was Prince Naveen and Tiana were characters. The very first page was them. So they were the very, very first people that I met, and Prince Naveen danced with me, and it was magical. And I'd only been there for like a week and a half or something, and it wasn't the first time I went to the parks. It must have been the second, because I don't think I had this then.
Yeah.
But it was really close. It was a...
I don't think I went and met anyone the first day that I went to the park either, though. We just did
But I think on my Instagram, I said in the comment, I've only been here 2 weeks and I've already danced through the prince, so it must have been in the second week. Okay, what about you?
My unforgettable experience was much later into my program, after I'd met Brandon, my boyfriend, and we got to watch Wishes together for the first time. It was just kind of special to see something like that. Like, Wishes itself is such a beautiful thing, and then to be able to share it with someone that you're in love with.
It's magic. Okay, question number 3. What non-Disney song brings back memories of Disney or the Disney parks? Everyone who lived in our apartment, I feel, will agree with this, and I couldn't think of a particular song, but thanks to Megan, the entire Taylor Swift 1989 soundtrack reminds me of Disney, because the night that it came out, I remember she stayed up, I think, all night listening
she was
to
up,
it.
like, really late.
It was like the night before
But she
Brooke's
worked like
birthday.
night shifts.
Yeah. It's the night before Brooke's birthday, and she like made us all listen to it like on repeat, and thank you for that, Megan. So every time I hear a song from Taylor Swift's 1989, I think of our Disney experience.
Mine's like more than just Disney as well. Like, it reminds me of Disney and our CP. It just reminds me of everyone. Like, if I listen to one of those songs, I'm like, I wish Evie was here, I wish Alice was here, I wish Brooke was here, I wish Megan was here. We used to do some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You used to jump on the couches while we listened to that song. Question number 4 is, when was the first time you went to a Disney park?
I went for the very first time, Disneyland was the first park I actually ever went to, and it was in 2006 with my dance studio, and I was 10, and it was a magical thing, and that was the year, believe it or not, that I actually kind of made a pact with myself that not only I would go back, but I would do something with the company, and I did it, so ha!
The first time I went was in 2010. I was 16, and I also went with my dance school. We went to Disneyland. Lots of fun, had a blast. It all went like so quickly that I just like, I barely feel like I was like, I didn't do enough. Like, I didn't get to do everything here, which you'll never be able to do everything in one trip.
Question number 5. If you could choose any Disney character to be your best friend, who would you choose?
Mine is Thumper. I love Thumper. He's my favourite. And he's just like, he has all these wise words that he passes on from Mama.
And he's cute and fluffy.
Yeah. Cuddly.
Yeah.
Good to snuggle with.
Mine, I reckon, this is a hard question, but I think Peter Pan, because I want to fly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like we could be best friends. He could just come through like my window all the time and be like, hey Ellyse, we're gonna go chill in Neverland, and I'll be like, okay.
If you could fall in love with Peter Pan, you'd fall in love with Peter Pan, but he wouldn't fall in love with you, so... It's like a child, and he still thinks, like, even in the movie...
He doesn't, I know.
He still thinks that, like, girls are
hence
sort of
best friend. Is it?
My turn. You read the last question.
I did.
Don't hold the book. It's a very beautiful book. Who are your favourite Disney princesses?
Oh.
Easy for Ellyse.
Rapunzel, hands down. Obviously she wasn't always my favourite princess because I grew up loving Ariel, like a lot of children probably did, because we all wanted to be mermaids. But in 2010, so I was in grade 10, that's when Tangled came out, and ever since, Rapunzel's my number one gal. She loves purple, I love purple.
So we're obviously best friends.
Duh. So I love Rapunzel, she's my favourite.
Oh, just cause. Mine is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why. I think it was because when I was little and I remember watching it. What?
I'm wearing
I was like, what are you?
I have Belle on my on my dress.
When I was little, like, I had to read a lot because I had problems with my punctuation and spelling and comprehension. So I was doing a lot of reading, and I just remember watching that movie and being like, Belle likes books. I like books. Like, I have to read lots of books, and so
Just associated with Belle.
yeah, I guess.
She's cool. Question number 7. Name a scene / moment in any Disney film that never fails to make you cry.
Mine's probably the same as a lot of people, especially for our age group. So I'm 22, you're 20.
20.
Nearly 20.
Nearly 20.
And it is from The Lion King when Mufasa dies and Simba's trying to wake him up and he doesn't wake up, and that's just, I can't deal.
Like, I feel this question, again, like a lot of the questions, is very difficult for me to answer because I'm like really sensitive, so like in every Disney film there's gonna be a part where I'm gonna cry. But the one that came to mind when I first read this question was from not a classic, but like a newer film. It was from Wreck-It Ralph, when Ralph hangs Penelope up on the candy tree and then punches up her car, and she's like screaming at him to stop, and he won't, even though he has good intentions. And I don't know, that gets me.
It's just sad news bears.
It's for sure.
Number 8.
8.
What is the first Disney movie you remember seeing?
Oh, my question. Okay, actually I had to ask my parents about this. The first one I remember seeing, I swear, was The Little Mermaid. When I actually went and asked my parents, because I thought they would know, it was actually Sleeping Beauty. And I don't remember growing up with Sleeping Beauty, and now I know why, because it was the first Disney film I was shown, and for like 2 weeks apparently I was in my parents' bed because I was terrified that Maleficent was going to come get me or like curse me,
She
or...
was going to make you stick your finger on it.
Yeah, I was terrified, so they never showed it to me again, but apparently that was my first one. I just don't remember it. But the one I remember is Little Mermaid.
And mine is Mary Poppins. And I think it has something to do with the fact that it was also like my mum's favourite movie, and so she already had it, I'm pretty sure, before I was even born, I'm sure. And that's what I remember watching on VHS. Because I remember, like, I actually remember putting the VHS in and then like having to sit there and let it rewind to watch it again.
This is a hard one. What is your favourite Disney movie?
Mary Poppins.
Mine is all of the Pirates movies. I love pirates. I don't know why.
This one was easy.
Yeah.
Who is your favourite Disney villain?
Simple, Dr. Vasilier from Princess and the Frog, because, I don't know, he's got cool magic, he's super groovy.
He's him because it's groovy.
He's groovy.
He has swag.
Yeah.
And mine is Hades from Hercules. He's just like, to me, I feel like he's like, you know, he's got a underworld. So he's like
badass.
overall the worst you can get, really, when you think about it.
Question number 11. What is your least favourite Disney movie? This question is cruel because I personally don't have a least favourite. Well, like, I do, but I don't hate this movie.
Yeah.
But my least favourite and very underrated movie, I guess, is
I've
The
never
Black
even
Cauldron.
heard of it.
You haven't?
No.
If anyone's
Got it back now,
anyone's seen this, this is the reason why this is my least favourite, and I've only, like, even as a 20-year-old watching this, it's terrifying. The Horned King in Black Cauldron, if anyone's seen it, he's absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
And mine was really hard as well, but I said Pocahontas. And I will watch Pocahontas and I will enjoy it, and I still really like it. But I think growing up, like as a child, I used to think, like, you know, you believe everything that happens in movies, sort of thing. And then, especially with Pocahontas, because it's like based on a true story,
Yeah.
a real person. And then you grow up and you realise it's not quite like that. It's a little bit historically incorrect. What is your favourite Disney song?
Mine, hands down, and I don't think there's any Disney songs I dislike, but I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan is my jam. It's just, oh, it's so cool and it's so groovy, and you can play it in your room and like punch dance around all the time.
Let's get down to business.
Anyway, your favourite Disney song?
My favourite Disney song is I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules.
Because the Hercules soundtrack
Hercules.
is just amazing.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be a muse.
If there's a price for rotten judgment,
Especially like grown up now, like as a young lady.
Yeah,
I
as a
guess.
kid, you don't really understand love.
But
you
this
know?
one,
salvation.
it's funny.
That's ancient history. Been there, done that.
Question 13. What Disney character has your personality or dream personality?
I remember watching Frozen for the first time in the cinemas, and I know this wasn't that long ago. And
was a while
before
ago.
Frozen, it probably would have been Belle because of the whole growing up thing. And blah, 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 blah. But now I think I probably relate most to Anna, just because she's a little bit tempered, but not too much. She's very straightforward, a little bit silly, sometimes stupid.
It's scary how much there is in
And then
this
she's
section
very
there.
trusting, like you know how she trusts Hans, like instantly. She just sort of, because she doesn't have anyone, she just trusts everyone.
Yeah.
But she just wants, like, she just needs attention, I guess. She just wants someone to like her. But yeah, I just feel like I can be like that too much. I think everyone's nice and sometimes they're not.
My dream personality, 100%, is Cinderella. Because without letting people walk over you, of course, like, you have to be strong enough to stand up to people, but, like, she's, like, so sweet, and, like, even from the new Cinderella, how
Yeah.
her mum tells her to have courage and be kind, and she lives by that, and, like, that's what we kind of need in a really mean and kind of world that we have now, is that, not, like, it doesn't take that much to be kind. I want to be more like Cinderella in that kind of way.
Number 14, 1-4. If you could change any scene in a Disney movie, what would it be and why? This was hard.
Out of all the questions that we've had to answer for this tag, this is definitely the hardest. But kind of going back to my Black Cauldron dilemma, every scary scene I would change from that film. Like, just all the scenes with the Horned King and his little gremlins and stuff are just so ominous and dark, and I just don't like the fact that it's that terrifying. So that's my scene. That's good.
I found this really difficult, and then I was like, I'll just go with the first thing I thought of, I guess, which is in Finding Nemo when all the baby eggs die.
It's really sad.
The fish eggs. I said to Ellyse, I was like, they could just, you know, disappear or something and get lost. But that's like, you know, that's the whole reason of the film, is that my one only has Nemo. Baymax.
If you had to be stuck on any ride in any Disney parks for 30
I've
minutes,
changed my answer now.
which would it be?
My original answer was Pirates of the Caribbean, but because then you're like, any Disney
park. Yeah, whoops.
Then I said the Indiana Jones ride.
Oh,
Disneyland.
that's a good one.
That's like, like that. I think the sole reason I want to go back to Disneyland, obviously, just in this, but I really want to go on Indiana Jones ride. I remember that being really good.
Well, the ride that I
so
would
scares
want to
me.
be stuck on, and I'm not sure, but I want to be stuck on Space Mountain, but I don't at the same time. I want to be stuck on it for 30 minutes so they turn the lights on and you see the track, but then I feel like with Space Mountain, if you see the track, you can't unsee that, and you know, the kind
Ruins
of...
it, sort of.
Yeah.
I've never been evac off a ride.
It's kind of fun. A lot of people like it. Well, that's it
Done.
that we have for that Disney tag. I'll put all of the questions for it below. I know this went around the internet a while ago, but if anyone else wants to do it, these are the questions that we used, so I'll put them below. But that's kind of all of our answers, mainly based on the experience that we had at Disney, because I feel like our answers would have been very different if we did this tag before we left.
Yes.
We also did a non-Disney related video over on Grace's channel, if you want to go check that out as well.
Yes. It's going to be a speech jammer, which has also been going around the internet for a while now. I think it sort of started up last year-ish.
But we're going to try it anyway. So thank you for watching, and have a magical day.
You have a magical day.